Hi, for this video what I want to do is show you how to solve an exponential equation. So the equation that we have is e to the x squared equals e to the 3x times 1 over e squared, where e is Euler's number. It is not a variable. So the variable that we want to solve for is x. So we're trying to figure out what x equals, and in order to do that, what we want to do is have it so that each side has the same base. So what I need to do is simplify this right-hand side so that it only has one base e. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I want to rewrite this expression right here so that it's a negative exponent, because remember that if you take e to a power and move it to the top, it becomes a negative exponent. So I have e to the 3x times e to the negative 2. Now what I need to do is I need to simplify this side further so that it only has one e. And remember that when you're multiplying two values with the same base with different exponents, you always add the exponent. So I would do 3x plus negative 2, which is really just 3x minus 2. Okay, now we have it to where we have the same base on both sides. So we've simplified it to where we have the same base. So anytime you have the same base in an exponential equation, what you are going to do is you're going to set the exponents equal to each other. So I'm going to say x squared equals 3x minus 2. And for any values that make this true, that would make both sides of the equation equal to each other. So to solve this, we do have a quadratic, and a quadratic, in order to solve it, you do have to move everything to the same side. So we would have x squared minus 3x. Since I brought a positive 3x to the other side, it becomes minus. The opposite of negative 2 is positive 2, so I would add 2 to both sides. And we have a quadratic equation. The easiest way to solve this is by factoring if it's factorable. So we want to see, are there two numbers that multiply together to give me positive 2 that add up to be negative 3. So the two values that do that are negative 1 and negative 2, because negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. Negative 1x plus negative 2x would give us the negative 3x that we need in the middle. And then we would set each of these equal to 0 and solve. So x minus 1 equals 0 or x minus 2 equals 0. So our two solutions to this are x equals 1 or x equals 2. You can go back to the original equation and plug in both of those values to check. If you have a calculator, you could just go ahead and plug it into your calculator to see if the expressions are the same. Since I don't have a calculator, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this one right here because we already simplified it, to plug both values in to make sure that they do work. So I am going to go ahead and check this because it's always a good idea. So I would have e to the 1 squared equals e to the 3 times 1 minus 2. So if I simplify both sides, that gives me e to the first power equals e to the first power, or e equals e, which is a true statement. So we know that x equals 1 does work. Now we want to check to see if 2 also works. So we would say e to the 2 squared is equal to e to the 3 times 2 minus 2. So this ends up giving me e to the 4th equals e to the 4th, and if I plug both of those into my calculator, it would give me the same thing. So we can see that both of our terms do indeed work. As always, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. Make sure to check out all of the other video content that I have, and if you see topics that are missing or you need me to cover, please let me know.